I'm joined now by Canadian Matt Clark, who will return to his hometown of Toronto to race in the USF Pro 2000 this weekend. This will be your third time as a driver at the Indy Toronto. What are you most looking forward to about returning to your home event?
I think racing at home in Toronto, as a driver, there's lots going on that weekend. And my favorite part is spending time with friends and family and supporters. I was born downtown Toronto. I've lived about 45 minutes outside the city almost my whole life. And so having that hometown support and kind of feeling the energy behind it, it's really special feeling as a driver. And I'm excited to see what we can do this weekend on the streets of Toronto.
You have nine podiums and 11 top fives in 14 races so far this season in USF Pro 2000. How would you describe your season so far?
I think we've done a good job. Really comfortable this year with the Exclusive Autosport. I mean, we started off hot at St. Pete right away. They've welcomed me in, as one of their own, almost like a family member, and I couldn't be more grateful for that. The management team there, Mr. Duncalf, Mr. Cooley, have been nothing but welcoming to me and my engineer Joe. We've really kind of gelled the last few races, and we're putting in some good results. Like you said, I think we have 9 or 10 podiums in a year, and excited to hopefully come home to Toronto and put in a good show.
Yeah, it's you mentioned you touched upon there racing for a new team in exclusive autosport this season. And when you come from, racing for the same team the last few seasons, starting through this IndyCar's ladder system here. So how is it being all of a sudden now adjusting to a new team, a new organization for this season?
Definitely an adjustment, but I will say I couldn't be more happy with the Exclusive Autosport and the support system they give you as a driver. I think the personnel that you surround yourself with is very important. And racing is kind of seen as an individual sport, right? Us drivers, we tend to get a lot of the glory, but it really is a team effort. So having people behind the scenes that can support you and give you a car to go racing with, it means everything. So I really enjoyed working with Exclusive Autosports. And they have Canadian roots too, so it's a cool little connection there. With me being Canadian and them being Canadian owned, and Mr. Michael Duncalf, and hopefully we can do some damage the last 4 races of the season.
Yeah, and currently third in points as well right now through 14 races. Meanwhile, for the Indy Toronto coming up here, you have a best finish of fourth on in four past races there, two each year on the streets of Toronto. So you're looking for your first one of the season as well as your first podium on the streets of Toronto. So what are your goals and expectations for this weekend?
I think you summed it up right there. I mean, we've been on the podium every event this year, all the way through the season, from St. Petersburg to Mid Ohio a few weeks ago, and I don't expect anything less this weekend at our home race. Obviously, still chasing that first win, and I don't think there would be a better place to do it than at home. So that's the goal this weekend. That's what we're going to be working towards, and excited to see what happens.
Most of the events on the USF calendar come on road courses, but there are those couple of street events, St. Petersburg as well as Toronto. So, what has that adjustment been like for you, sort of getting used to the unique elements of racing on a street course?
I think street courses provide a unique challenge for drivers, especially Toronto. And don't get me wrong, St. Petersburg is a street course, but it's a little bit, I'd call it almost more of a hybrid. The track is a little bit more smooth, the walls aren't as close, but Toronto is through and through a thoroughbred street course. You have pavement changes throughout the middle of the corner. You have concrete everywhere. The walls are really tight. It's a super low grip surface because we only race on it 3 days out of the 365, right? So as a driver, it's challenging. You need to learn how to push the limit without crashing because, like I said, the walls are very close. So it's all about who's going to be able to take the most calculated risk and pull the most lap time out of the track while still keeping the car in one piece.
Yeah, definitely interesting you mentioned. I guess St. Pete, some of a bit of an airport course too, sort of like we have Circuit ICAR here. So a little bit different when you come to Toronto, city known for its potholes and all the stuff like that. So yeah, and this is your second season in USF Pro 2000, fourth overall in the USF IndyCar ladder. Now that you've been able to race at some of these tracks multiple times, three or four times, how has that experience now helped you for this season?
I think when you go back to a track, especially a temporary course like Toronto, where you don't get a lot of test time, it just gives you this next level of confidence. Okay, I've been here. I've done this. I've seen the track before. I kind of know what to expect. I know what the track evolution is going to look like roughly, right? It's never going to be the same. But from practice to race, the track gets a lot faster. So you kind of head into the weekend with a little bit of a different mindset, and I'd say more confidence than say a rookie driver like myself a few years ago when I was doing this event for the first time. So you know, I'm excited to see what the streets of Toronto are going to bring, but I also kind of have a little bit of background knowledge that I can refer to, and I kind of know what I'm getting myself into.
And with USF being a support series for IndyCar events, several of them, what is it like sort of sharing that weekend with the big series, and what have you been able to learn from being able to see these drivers up close?
I think racing with IndyCar is such a benefit for young drivers like myself, not only in terms of the exposure, like you mentioned, big weekends, big crowds, TV. That's huge for us, right? Because we're all trying to get our name out there and prove that we can cut it at the next level. But like you said, also having those guys in the paddock, right? Like we're always all watching the IndyCar sessions, whether it's practice, qualifying, or the race. I was lucky enough to actually spend IndyCar qualifying on the Dale Coyne Racing stand Road America about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I mean, you learn so much from those guys, and they operate at such a high level. So for young drivers like us to kind of see that, and also like have our goals and our aspirations in our reach is really really special.
Yeah, definitely a great opportunity there, and glad that the teams welcome you guys in as well to be able to get a closer look. Matt Clark, Canadian racing in the USF Pro 2000 this weekend at the Indy Toronto. Thank you for speaking with me, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.